All right, Missouri and Vanderbilt, another SEC matchup here. We've got Missouri 13.5, 14-point road favorites, 56 being the total in this game. Man, there's everybody now has gotten to the point where I think everybody's just about given up on Vanderbilt. I mean, I definitely thought Clark Lee had the program progressing, slowly getting better and better and better. And I think a lot of people expected, improvements this year from Vanderbilt, and we're really not seeing it. I mean, the two victories that Vanderbilt have were a narrow win against Hawaii, 35-28 at home, 17-point favorites. They never sniffed a point spread cover. They don't cover against Alabama A&M, 47-13. So they beat Hawaii and Alabama A&M at home for their two victories. Then they get destroyed by Wake on the road. UNLV goes up and down the field against Vandy's defense and beats them 40-37. And then last week can't stop Kentucky, and they lose 45-28. So, and they haven't covered a number this year. Vanderbilt this deep into the season, and here they are 0-5 against the spread so far this season. They failed to cover a number. So it's tough to stomach taking Vanderbilt right now, especially in that defense, really, really struggling. That being said, last 2 years they have covered against Missouri, 9-point 9-point loss 2 years ago and a 3-point loss last year, a game that went right down to the wire. And I don't know if I trust Missouri laying almost 14 on the road. This is a team that almost lost at home to Middle Tennessee. I know they had the great win against Kansas State. Make no mistake about it. They played well. They got the win and cover against Memphis, but I don't think much of Memphis. I think that's a declining program. And there's Missouri, just 34-27, just barely squeaking out a point spread cover in that game. So it's a tough side for me. I'd probably just look at the over here, like with most Vanderbilt games. They're going to give up points. They'll score because I still think A.J. Swan and the offense can do some damage. Missouri will probably do what they want. And the one thing I'll say about Missouri and Brady Cook, he's getting his shit together after a rough start. He didn't play well against Middle Tennessee. It was a bit of a wake-up call. And since then, they've scored 30 and 34 points against Kansas State and Memphis. He's been a lot better throwing the football for Missouri the last couple weeks. Cody Schrader's been good running the ball for the Tigers as well. And again, better numbers from Brady Cook the last two games. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's really played good. This is the Brady Cook they wanted coming into the season. And the last 2 games, he's played a lot better for Missouri. So I would look over more than a side in this game. What do you think, C-Mac?
Yeah, I agree. One thing, Vandy has been good against the number with the over. Get there. The defense just has been good. One thing, Brady Cook, though, he just has been able to put these together in weeks and weeks, like 5-6 weeks. And it just seems he has a couple good ones and he has horrible. Well, now he should be able to pick apart this Vandy defense. I think they go in there in this road game, though, Missouri. I think Vandy can hang around. I know Swan, it's tough. He could have some bad turnovers that kill it, but I think this is too many points in this one. Missouri probably goes in there and wins, and we get plenty of points, but I'm interested in the home dog a little bit, who has no cover, obviously, like you mentioned, so far this year.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And by the way, something to keep in mind, too, about Swan. He played the majority of that game against Kentucky, but did suffer an elbow injury later in the game. The game was already pretty much out of reach, but and Ken Seals had to finish that game. And so there is some question marks about Swan's availability here for this game against Missouri. So it could be Ken. And Ken Seals has started a bunch of games for Vanderbilt. He's been here now a couple of years.
Forever.
Yeah, he's gotten into 14 games for Vanderbilt in his career. 21 touchdowns. It's actually got a good touchdown interception ratio, 21 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, but he doesn't have a great completion rate, sub 60% completion rate the last 2 seasons for Vanderbilt. So, but he is mobile, can run a little bit, Ken Seals. So I think the difference is negligible personally, Swan to Seals for Vanderbilt. Their bigger issue is defense. They haven't been able to stop a nosebleed so far this year.